Real one. R.I.P. A real one. The man didn't deserve what he got. I don't know, man. I just think this shit is jealousy. Whenever I see stuff like that, I think. Shout out Jeff Nadeau, who's been on the show. He said it perfectly. He said when people go back to those streets that they grew up on, no matter what they do, seeing family, doing these things, people like to put targets on them just because they just did something that no other person in their hood could do, and it kind of hurts because we've lost so many good people in rap and athletics and celebrities because of this shit. So you
Yeah.
shout out to that area. RIP the real one, Young Dolph. One of the young guns who I actually like to listen to nowadays. I don't like to listen to a lot of them, but Young Dolph was up there, and RIP a real one for real. So
Yeah, man, he really was one of those rappers that kind of revolutionized trap to what it is today. Especially, when we were graduating college or our senior years of college, he was really kind of on the rise then with things like Cut It and Major was a huge hit. And not only that, but not even the huge hit, just what he did to kind of take the rap game to the next step. And it was impressive, man. Absolutely a real one. Never owned all his masters, which is a rare thing in the game. Never really. He caved in. He had some sort of kind of pseudo record deal that he admitted to in like 2019, but it was not officially tied to any record labels. Just was really an original. And shout out to Dolph for sure. And by the way, speaking of Nadeau, I didn't know he tweeted that. That's a great tweet. I love how he summed that up. When are we getting him back on, man? He's got a fight coming up, so we get him on
he would
pre-fight.
want. I am gonna ask him to get back on. The thing is he's a busy man. Obviously, he's working on his gambling stuff. He is getting ready for the fight December 10th, Rough and Rowdy pay per
All
view.
due respect, I got Jersey Jerry.
No,
It was always Jersey
get
Jerry.
off the show. See, now he's never gonna come back on because you're being a fool. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Face of the franchise. You thought you liked it. Now it's not gonna happen.
Hey, Jeff,
Yeah.
I like you as a person. I like you. I think you're really smart. I think you're really great at what you do. I think you got a really bad rap, as I told you when you were on the show with Rico. You want to come on? We can discuss. We can talk about it. But if I'm a betting man, I got Jersey Jerry. With all due respect, please come back on the show. No rap against you. You and Nude can go on me, whatever you want to do. But Nadeau, I got Jersey Jerry.
If anything, I got Jeff Nadeau. I think Jersey Jerry's
Off
a crazy
camera,
man.
I don't know if you got.
No, I'm not. I'm serious. I understand Jersey Jerry is a fun loving guy. He is someone that he is a Steelers fan. Obviously, he has the famous video that encompasses Steelers life for the past 5 years. I'm not. Don't ask me to do nothing. Blah blah blah. I just think he's so nuts that he's gonna throw furious
That's
punches.
the other thing too. Once again, not showing your disloyalty towards the Steelers.
It's not a disloyalty. I mean, I hate some Steelers fans. You hate some Redskins fans or Washington football team fans. Don't start with me with that shit because everybody hates certain
Washington
fans
football team needed to be determined later date, but probably not. Yeah,
exactly. And some people hate their own fans, and I hate some Steelers fans like you hate those fans. Like I hate some Heat fans. Some Heat fans are bandwagon fans. So
you're going on the record. Michael the Pharaoh Shanuti has just admitted he does not like Steelers fans. You heard it first. He does not like Steelers fans.
No, because you're not going to make it into a soundbite. You're not going to make it into a soundbite. You're not making it a soundbite. I hate when people try
to pick the games because he knows the Steelers are probably going to lose.
No.
Fashion as always.
By the way, still have not lost, even though we'll get into.
Also, by the way, me not picking worked out. We'll get to all that.
Told you. So you're welcome. You're making fun of it, but we're
Super Bowl champions now. Speaking of the Washington football team,
it's going to be Washington. It's going to be
fans that I don't like. We're Super Bowl champions.
Washington. It's going to be Washington versus Pittsburgh if we keep going like this. So let's keep going. Let's do what we need to do. And for all of you who
that might end this relationship, by the way. This might end this partnership. If that was the case, do you think our relationship, this podcast, survives a Steelers Washington football team name to be determined later date, but probably not Super Bowl, even though that will never happen?
It's going to be tough because I'll say one thing and one thing only. It's not you who I'd go up against only. It's the city that in which I live in. So I would have to battle. I would look like Jon Snow with the sword against all the people coming at him. So I'd be fucked.
I bet you want Jersey Jerry on your team that day, buddy.
No, I don't. Jersey Jerry. You didn't. Let me finish what I was trying to say. Jersey Jerry's so crazy that he'll throw furious punches for 2 minutes, get tired out, and then the dude would just have to blow on him and he'd fall over. He's so he's crazy. Like, that dude is crazy, Jersey Jerry, that fucking guy. Like, I think when we say Screw is loose, Screw is definitely fucking loose.
It was always, I'm sorry. So also here on the podcast, Nude has also admitted that he does not support any addicts in recovery. He does not support you in your sober journey. So Nude not only
I've talked about Darren Waller and fucking Max Crosby for
addicts
so
in recovery.
long. Okay. Welcome to the Face of the Franchise. I am your host, Michael the Pharaoh Sanuti, and always to my front is the asshole who is named Little Joe Dorian. Fuck you. But speaking of addicts to chaos.
Excellent transition, my friend.
That's good. I mean, I think it's of course. What is the holiday season without a little Antonio Brown situation? So what had happened was Antonio Brown has chefs. Shocker. Antonio Brown, who drives all these different cars, brings helicopters to training camp, does all these different things, has chefs. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Mr. Antonio Brown forgets to pay these chefs. So what do the chefs become? They become 6ix9ine. They become snitches. They become rats. What do the rats do? They go to the league office and says, guess what, league office? Antonio Brown obtained a fake vaccination card to play this for the season. Oh, my Christ. You could not pay me enough to come up with a story like this. If this story did not come out, and you're like, make up a rumor of Antonio Brown, this is so elaborate that it could only be one guy. It could only be one guy. And it was Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown says he's vaccinated according to his lawyers. But why, if you're vaccinated, why did you need a fake vaccination card? Don't they just give that to you?
They give you one on site. Hey, here it is. Boom. Here's your card. Boom. Have a great day.
I have it in my wallet. Like, I literally got it, and they said put it wherever you want it. I have it in my wallet all the time just in case I need it. Like, it's at this point like your fucking passport. It's like an ID. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you getting a fake vaccination card? Did he not get in time? That I understand. But, like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, and the memes. Thank you so much for the internet. Thank you for the memes. Thank you for bringing back Antonio Clown.
Half a thank you for the internet. I guess in this specific instance, thank you, internet.
Yeah, I mean, we went from OBJ to Antonio Brown. It's like football never football is never leaving. Like, football will never leave in the off season because these two will start doing stupid shit and they'll always be in the news, and I love it.
There's nothing better than OBJ and AB headlines for the holidays. It's what we deserve. It's what we've earned. We worked hard all year. It's been another tough year, and we've made it through. And thank you, AB, for just putting a smile on all our faces in classic AB style. Listen, if you're offended or in uproar about this, which I'm sure there are some people, I get it, but it's just classic AB. And what else can you expect? It's especially if his lawyers do claim he's vaccinated. Like Nude said, what is the point of all that?
What was the point of it?
All I have to say is AB is AB, as AB is AB.
I mean, that's it. And then don't forget the second stepbrother of this whole situation, the Dale in this. Le'Veon Bell gets waived by the Ravens. And now he is tweeting.
Hey, respect for what he did to his Twitter. Respect. Maybe I didn't see recent tweets.
Respect.
What did he do with recent tweets? Was there recent tweets I didn't see? Because all I saw was on his Twitter page.
In his bio, he puts all the hashtags. But all of them are correct. Like, what? Like, the dude the dude got beat up.
He's not saying it's not, but he's just kind of like, yo, I'm saying it all before y'all can say I'm tired of it all.
Out by Devontae Freeman.
You sound like an ex-girlfriend right now, dude.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're not washed up, how'd you get beat out by Devontae Freeman? Like, that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I get it. They're all just, I just respect, like, literally I'm tattooing all my flaws on myself. I'm wearing it, so say something else. That's what it said to me. It didn't say, like, I don't think all this. Like, that's what y'all think. Fuck y'all. Like, I think it was more like, yeah, like, I'm wearing this on my sleeve. Fuck y'all. Like, what else y'all got to say? I think you sound like an ex-girlfriend that's just,
I'm okay
She's
with it.
liberated now.
Listen,
She's
I
found
get it.
herself. It
No,
may
no,
not be
no.
in the same
Found the
thing.
sound. Dude, are you talking about the same guy that I'm talking about? You're talking about Le'Veon Bell. Like, the dude couldn't make it with the Kansas City Chiefs. He said Andy Reid was a bad coach. No one says Andy Reid's a bad coach. Not even Andy Reid's. Okay,
Great,
that
yeah.
was bad. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say because I'm holding it
I'll
back.
say it.
It's bad.
No.
I forgot.
And let's
I
walk
forgot.
it back
I
out.
forgot how
Get out
bad
of
it
its
was.
cage. Wait, warm it up. Say hello to it, and let's get
Nobody
it on.
calls him a
Come back
bad
out here.
coach except for his son. And I forgot about his son. What his son fucking did.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right. So, Hard Knocks.
Moving right along. I mean, listen. The last thing I'll say about LB is, I mean, clearly a classic disgruntled employee. I just like that he wore the disgruntled on his face.
Listen. Yeah. Whatever helps him sleep at night, good for him. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, I guess.
Nude's like, please just let me get out of the hole now.
Like,
you keep
I don't know
pushing
what to
me back
say.
in the hole. Just let me climb out. Let's
I
talk
don't
about
like
Hard
it.
Knocks. Let's talk
Hard
about Hard
Knocks.
Knocks.
So you're gonna take over this segment because I didn't watch it, but you're telling me it's more of the same as what I saw this offseason.
Yeah, so we're kind of exchanging roles or switching over roles. You went ahead and let me know just how god awful Hard Knocks was in the preseason. I didn't watch it. I'm very happy I didn't watch it. You suffered through it for the podcast, for the show. I appreciate you, buddy. But it looks like I'm going to be doing the same, and I'm going to be eating it this time. It was essentially the Carson Wentz reality show for the first 30 minutes. We got a little bit of love towards the end with Leonard and his crew. He pulled up in like a super dope hot rod going with the absolute power, just big dicking his way through Lucas Oil Stadium. It was awesome. But besides all that, yeah, it might be worse than preseason Hard Knocks. It certainly isn't all or nothing. Which can we? They already came out, said they're not doing a new season this year. New, they're letting us all down. They didn't do one during the COVID last year, or I think they did, but it wasn't really publicized. It wasn't as much in depth as it usually is. But I want All or Nothing to come back in its original form. The best football documentary still in my eyes to this day, at least that gives you the insight on how a football team works, is
Absolutely.
that first year with the Cardinals was amazing. You had David Johnson in his rookie year. We're back when we all thought he was going to be a top 5 running back. You had Bruce Arians in all his fucking tomato face glory before he finally found Tom Brady and his salvation. Yeah, and then you get in love with some of the other just smaller characters of it all. It was, I mean, I found myself like wanting to know what was going on with the general manager's family. Like by the end of the episode, that's how much I fell in love with that documentary. Yeah, awful nude. Don't wait.
It's
hang out with
thank you
Sammy,
for
hang
letting
out
me
with
know.
Frankie, get some family time in. You know
No,
what I mean?
I was just watching. I mean, like, it's basketball season too, so I've been watching basketball. Like, when I see these shows, I'm like, either I'm going to watch them really late or I'm going to watch them early in the morning before work.
23-4 in college basketball picks, by the way. 23-4.
Joey, you need to
have received
Joey.
23-4.
Joey, don't do this, man.
23-4.
All right, we'll talk later. Anyways,
wait, what are your numbers, real quick? I know we got a lot to get into.
I really have not bet that much in college basketball. I think I'm like 9-5, but I really have not. College basketball is really not like, I don't really bet hard college basketball until conference play starts, and because like these whatever games or whatever, like Kent State plays Ohio State and somehow Kent State covers. It's like whatever, like nobody gives a shit. So it's like.
Yeah, but those teams that are like your guaranteed top 5, like I promise you that like Gonzaga is gonna knock the shit out of Prairie View College. You know what I mean? So like it's just some things are just easy money. Some things just print you money, and that's certainly what it is. Early college basketball season. That's always been my hottest, by the way. When I am in my full degenerate hot mode, it's been college basketball for me. Everything else. Your boy's probably about 50-50 on, but this, I hit in the high 70s when it comes to college basketball.
Again,
high 70s.
I'll talk to you later about some things. So.
all right.
Yeah, I mean, like Hard Knocks is. I mean, I won't say Hard Knocks is bad. I will say they pick bad teams, and that's the problem. Like if they had their pick of the litter for this, because clearly the Colts made the playoffs, so they could pick any playoff team. So why didn't you pick like the Rams, or why didn't you pick like the Chargers, or why didn't you like somebody like a team with like some personality? I'm not saying the Colts. I mean, okay, yeah, I'm being
Careful
honest.
now.
No, I'm being honest. The Colts have no personality. They have Carson Wentz as quarterback. They have.
I will
Jonathan
say
Taylor.
there was one key moment that I think you would have loved personally, and I almost texted you where it's so after they won their 4th game of the season, they started out 0-3, they're 5-2 in the last 7 weeks. Shout out Colts, good for you. I didn't fully realize that with the Colts until I watched it, but there was a moment where they finally got this 4th win, and Jim Irsay comes in. By the way, looking bloodshot in the eyes. Face is just, browned out.
Oh,
red.
that man hasn't seen shit.
And this man just starts getting the whole team to chant, "We will rock you," looking plastered. Shout out Jim Irsay. Love my man. We support recovering addicts on this shit. Well, I support recovering addicts. Some people don't, but shout out Jim Irsay.
So if I had to be like Joey, which one would you watch more? This or the biopic on Kurt Warner coming out with fucking Zach, whatever
Look
fucking
at
name.
Transitions over there. Wear your crown, man.
Because it sounds like you really hate.
2 years into this, and you're finally getting better.
Shut up. Just it's not. You could just say good, like
instead
good
of saying
move
speaking
on.
of. Speaking
of. No, but seriously, like.
Finally learned from me, buddy. Good job.
Hard Knocks has been so cookie cutter for so long. They picked the most cookie cutter team in the Indianapolis Colts. Now I see this. This trailer for Kurt Warner. Yeah, Kurt Warner's story is a Hollywood story. Let's be honest. Bagging groceries, doing all this shit. But it looked literally like a movie that was going to be played on the NFL Network. Like the NFL Network produced this. Like
or Lifetime.
Or Lifetime. Like it's going to be on
Lifetime football movies. Yeah.
I'm like, dude. All right.
Lifetime's getting into sports, baby.
Is that actually going to be played in theaters, or is it going to be played on TV? Like that's what my mind went to when I saw the trailer. I was like, I'm going to watch it because I'm a football fan and I love the story. So, but am I going to enjoy it? Probably not. I'll be like, this is bullshit. But
yeah, so it's the Kurt Warner biopic. Trailer came out, and what Nude's alluding to here is essentially it looked like it was made 2 decades ago with a cast that was relevant 2 decades ago. Zachary Levi, does anybody remember Zachary Levi, Chuck?
He's in Shazam. He's in Shazam, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He made a little bit of a comeback in Shazam, so still kind of relevant. Anna Paquin, and if shout out, you are a true movie slut if you know who she is, and shout out to you if you do. She is a great actor, and you should know who she is. Academy Award winning, 90s sweetheart, 90s everybody loved her. Out, she's done, but career has not really been relevant unless Quentin Tarantino decides to stick her in another movie or a scene that probably gets cut in his most recent films. But besides that, this cast hasn't been relevant in 2 decades. It looks like it was made 2 decades ago, and I'm sorry, but there is no way in good God hell that Kurt Warner agreed for Zachary Levi to play him in a biopic. It's really just disheartening. A great story for Kurt Warner. I just need everything to be revamped. Let's just start over from scratch. We can wait another 4 years for this, right, Nude?
We already waited this long for it. Like how long he's been out of the league for, and it's been the story that everybody talks about. Like if he can do it, you can do it, and like that's been the thing for years. And it's like why rush it? But it seems like they just want to get it out. So it's not like anybody's real opinion.
Who are you casting in the lead over who's your Kurt Warner? Congratulations. We're both executive producers now of this film. We've revamped the script a little bit. We told Anna Paquin, sorry, you're great, but this isn't a Quentin Tarantino film. Be murdering anybody. Sorry, Anna.
I'm trying to
think.
I'm trying to think like
tell Zach you're definitely fucking out.
I think the woman would definitely be. I mean, I'm just gonna make my favorite. I'm gonna make my favorite movie. Honestly, what I would love to see. Kurt Vermeil would have been, or Dick Vermeil would have been, definitely Al Pacino, just because we've seen him as a coach in Any Given Sunday. Do that shit again.
And in the Penn State biopic, he was also in.
Joe Paterno, yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Joe Pot.
He was
Yeah,
Joe Paterno.
put his ass in there. Then quarterback would definitely be. I would definitely cast Michael B. Jordan as Marshall Faulk. I'm gonna make wide receiver.
I still haven't heard who Kurt Warner is yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm buying time with that.
I see that. Go ahead and tell me who Isaac Bruce is going to be. Go ahead.
Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt will definitely be played by Anthony Mackie. Is
Both?
one of them.
Wait, both of them are played by Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie for both. No, Anthony Mackie for one of them. And then
no, Anthony Mackie for both. Got you.
One of them. And then Mike Martz would definitely be played by, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay. That's my favorite cast move yet.
Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner would definitely be the kid. What's the fucking guy's name? Fuck it. I'm just going off the rails.
Oh, that's helpful.
I went off the complete rails. Shave his face. Now Hawaiian, Jason Momoa. Congratulations.
I don't know. We should be giving other. I'm not even going to do that joke. Never mind. I'm going to walk back my own joke.
Ben Affleck would be good too. Whatever.
I mean, listen. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, just like they did in the Martin Scorsese movie that came out 2 years ago. What was the name of that? Where they de-aged everybody?
Oh, Irishman.
So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take Clooney. He's going to train for about 6 months.
Oh my God.
We're going to use the same technology that Scorsese used to de-age him. Clooney, congratulations. You're Kurt Warner. You're going to kill it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the scene where you're in the grocery store telling everybody that you're going to make it. It's going to be great.
Jesus. So with that being said,
we keep Anna Paquin.
Oh,
she deserves to come back more than Zachary Levi fucking does.
Olivia Wilde for the main role. There you go.
I like that a lot. Little trendy pick, but I like it.
Anyways, but yeah, if you guys want to
again, this is a football show.
There you go. So hey, I'm gonna watch Hard Knocks. I'll be watching it next time, and as well as this movie. So we'll definitely discuss it later. But because we're in the midway point of the season, we'd be.
Wait. Any injury updates before we get to midseason awards? Any injury updates we want to let people know? There's a couple people returning. Chris Carson.
I was going to do that for fantasy, dog. You can't do that now.
Fair enough. All right. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
All right.
I keep wanting to do it before we get to fantasy every week. Anyway, go ahead.
We got to do it for fantasy so people know what they're looking for. That's the thing.
All right. Yeah. We'll move right along because we do now have drum roll, please. Mid-season awards, giving it out before they're due. Who had the best first half of the season? Who truly deserves MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Comeback Rookies of the Year, and of course, which New did not have on his list when we sent out outlines to each other, Coach of the Year.
I did.
Now
I did.
in mid
I have it right
awards.
here. I have it right here. I see
okay. Okay.
You dick.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So again, he's disloyal to the Steelers fans. He's going to be a terrible father, if you remember that from a couple of weeks ago. He went ahead, does not support addicts in recovery, and of course now does not care about coaches.
I called him
does
out.
Not care about coaches.
I called him out about one thing. He's now doing that whole thing where he's piling on, trying to see if he could stick on something for me. None of that's true. So let's just move on. Our midseason.
I mean,
award,
let's be honest. You don't support recovering addicts, and you are going to be a terrible father.
That's completely wrong on both accounts.
And the disloyalty to the Steelers fans. You might be. You're going to be a good, but you're disloyal to Steelers fans.
I'm not disloyal to Steelers fans. Just because I hate some of them. I hate the ones that annoy the shit out of me.
And listen, it's not a dig on you by any means. It's not a dig on you. I'm just putting facts out there and letting people know so they're aware of who their hosts are. I'm honest about myself. You're honest about yours.
There's a bunch of fans that you hate because they're just annoying. Like, they're annoying even for you. You're just like, dude, like, be realistic sometimes. Like, Ben Roethlisberger.
Wait, did I hear that right?
Okay, you know what?
Michael the Fair Community now says that he also hates Face of the Franchise podcast fans. Right now. I heard that.
Steelers tied with the Lions. I'm pissed off. We didn't lose, but whatever. We tied. So all the Steelers fans out there that are like, oh, we should have never traded for Minka. Oh, we should have done this. We should have done that. We could have gotten Justin Herbert. Are you guys stupid? Justin Herbert was drafted in the 6th fucking pick overall. We were the 18th pick. We weren't going to get Justin fucking Herbert, you dumb fucks. We were going to get somebody absolutely stupid Like Devin Bush, who is right now, is dumb. He's not good. He's not playing well. He's not playing like the 10th overall pick we traded up for. He's playing like an asshole. All right. And then Mason Rudolph. All right, everybody. Mason Rudolph sucks.
Are we doing mid-season awards or are we covering your game?
Hold on.
You
No,
just got to get this out? Okay.
Mason Rudolph sucks. He was skipping passes left and fucking right to wide receivers. Ben Roethlisberger is fat. Ben Roethlisberger is ugly. But at the same time, he would have won us that game, and that's it. It shouldn't have gotten to where it had to be, but guess what? We tied. Congratulations. We didn't lose. That's it. Move on. Chargers time. Next, mid-season review or mid-season awards.
We'll get back to that game in a little bit because I want to also talk about my game as well, as we always do every week. But let's do mid-season awards.
So Matthew Stafford is still my MVP. Why?
Okay.
I'm calming down a little bit so I don't scream. Matthew Stafford MVP.
Find that in MP, baby.
Why I have him as MVP? Because he's still honing into this offense. I mean, we saw what he did with Cooper Kupp, what we saw with Woods. I mean, yeah, they lost Woods, they lost Cam Akers, they're bringing in Odell Beckham. So the bye came at the right time, even though they've had a 2-game skid where he didn't look good. I think Matthew Stafford just needs to be recalibrated. I think he just needs to get back to where he is. He leads the league in passing yards. He does have a good touchdown to interception ratio. Like even with the 2 games with 2 picks, I think it's still at 27-6, which is good. As well as he keeps the offense moving. He's light years better than whatever Jared Goff could. And let's be honest, the defense is not doing him any favors either. Even though he turned the ball over twice, yes, the defense is letting other teams score pretty easily, and he has to come back from behind. He also has a wide receiver getting into a position where he can succeed in Odell Beckham. Once that's in place, once Von Miller gets in place, I think we see Stafford and the Rams go back to all in, we're ready to go, and it's come at the right time. Because right now, their best win, Joey, is against the Bucs. They've beaten on teams like the Giants, the Colts, the Texans, the Lions. Nothing impressive. They lost to 2 contenders, or not 2 contenders, 1 contender in the Titans. And, the Cardinals. I forgot about the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, and then they lost to a division rival in the 49ers. Sorry, I know we were trying to keep it short. My bad.
No, that was great, man. I mean, all I have to say to that is, like, I 100% agree. I think he's looked really good for the most part, those 2 weeks outliers. I mean, my MVP is kind of the same, but I think Stafford has looked completely rebranded and completely revitalized into what we always knew he was, and has finally got out of the trappings of his toxic girlfriend in Detroit. But I love his new girl. I think it's working really well. He's wearing it great. I think that they need to address some of those things, like you mentioned, and that kind of blowing it with either division rivals or contenders does look a little iffy-washy, kashi-bakashi. We'll see what happens. Don't know what Pakashi means, but you get me. My MVP is Kyler Murray. I think it's a pretty obvious choice. I don't have to say too much on this nude prior to him getting injured and his being out for the last 2 weeks. So, again, I have outliers as well. 75% completion rate. That is higher than any quarterback in the league. That includes any quarterback in the league. 20 touchdown passes as well is pretty fucking awesome halfway through the year. We don't really get in those high numbers like we used to in those heyday of Tom Brady, especially Peyton Manning years. We don't get into, starting talking about are they going to get past that 50 mark? Are they even going to get above the 45 mark? It's rare we get somebody in the 40s. We maybe get 1 to 2 quarterbacks at most now, barely reaching 40. So I love what Kyler's doing. Obviously, he's got this team in a whole new direction, along with both our coach of the year, who we'll get to here in a little bit. But Newt, I got to know, because we do disagree on this one a little bit. I think the Stafford and Kyler Murray is pretty even, but the next award I'm about to mention, I think we heavily disagree on, is what I'm saying. And that is your defensive player of the year. I'll let you go first. And then, honestly, the fact that I'm choosing this player should say it all, and that there should be no other consideration.
I mean, what do you think about me? I mean, I'm picking the same thing as you.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, everybody thinks I'm going to pick TJ Watt here. Unfortunately, I can't, because I don't know how bad this injury is that he just sustained in the Lions game. And we all know if you miss more than like 2 to 3 games, they're not going to give it to you. So I'm going to go with what I think they values the most in defensive player of the year voting. And I think it's sacks. And I think it's pressures. And
so you didn't value this, though, on the first half of the season performance. You valued it on who you think will get it at the end of the year.
Yeah. So I just think
Okay,
TJ
so
Watt
we
might miss
we approached it differently. I
Yeah.
just strictly
So,
looked first half of the season.
oh yeah.
I
So
didn't
I
think of
think
future outlook.
now I'm picking the guy who's leading the league in sacks, who's a top 5 in the rest of those categories that I said for defensive. They're now called edge rushers, but he's a defensive end. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is the only thing working right now in Cleveland. Cleveland is in disarray. They have the Baker Mayfield problem, whatever that problem is. I don't think it's a problem. I think all of you are just being silly. Whatever happened with Odell, blah, blah, blah. Myles Garrett is this
Yeah.
cornerstone of the team. Myles Garrett is the best player on your team, like TJ Watt is us for the Steelers. He's healthy. He's going. He's going to win it over TJ. TJ was going to be my pick, but I just don't think his injury. I think his injury is a little bit more than I think people are leading on. I think I can see him missing this game and the game after. So, Myles Garrett, it is.
Yeah, I mean, again, I get that. I see your points. My only thing is that 7 interceptions, 7 interceptions, 7 interceptions. I'll say it one more time. 7
I have
interceptions.
a rebuttal after you finish.
Please. 7 interceptions, and I'll say one more time just in case nobody heard me or wasn't clear. 7 interceptions. He's going on to break night train lane records. He's going to go ahead and he is on pace to break the single interception season record. He has single-handedly won 2 games due to those interceptions for the Cowboys, in my personal opinion, and also 2 of those are pick 6 returns. It's without a question. I don't see how you can pick anybody else, as much as it pains me to say it. Trayvon Diggs, with the help of Mika, has really finally made this Cowboys defense somewhat relevant again.
Micah.
Micah. Sorry, Mika, I keep doing that to you. It's Micah. Sorry, Micah. I apologize. With that being said, I just don't see how you pick anybody else, because speaking of being in disarray, this defense was in absolute disarray last year. At least they're respectable with Micah and Trayvon now on the Cowboys. It's Diggs. Not only that, the confidence he's provided this, the leadership he's provided to this defense. If you want to take away the stats of it all, let's just look at the impact he's had on the field for his team. It's been massive.
I understand. I think interceptions are a big thing. I just think in recent memory they've valued the sacks more, and that's why we keep seeing Aaron Donald winning it every year, and not like Jalen Ramsey or like last year Xavier Howard leading the league in interceptions the same way. I just think that's the thing. And then like outside of the interceptions, Diggs has been burned a couple of times. I did watch the Broncos game where he got destroyed by
Portland,
Patrick, some Judy sometimes, and that's kind of worries me a little bit. But if he breaks the record, what can you say? He'll win the Defensive Player of the Year. It's just tough. So right now, if I'm gonna pick Stafford as the MVP, I'm gonna pick the guy who's gonna make him MVP. The guy who's gonna definitely break all of Jerry Rice's fucking records. That is little Cooper Kupp. What the fuck is going on?
Breakfast buddies, man. Breakfast buddies. I told you.
If you are a wide receiver, if you are DeAndre Hopkins, if you are Devontae
When are we finally having breakfast together? I've been telling you.
People need a good breakfast together with their quarterback. Because
you want this show to get to barstool level? I'm telling you, breakfast together.
He is already at 1,100 yards. He is almost a double-digit touchdowns. He is at a rate that I have never seen anybody. It's a rate that it's going to make him first the number one guy in all categories for a year, from Randy Moss to Jerry Rice. He's going to break all of them if they keep going like this. Even though Stafford's been in the clunker a little bit, Cooper Kupp's still getting his. He's still making plays. He's still getting his touchdowns. It's crazy. Yes, Derrick Henry, if he was not hurt, he would have won Offensive Player of the Year without a question. But since he went down, this is the clear-cut favorite. And I know you disagree with me because you did pick the guy I just said.
Yeah, so the guy that you got to do Derek. And because, one, I looked at it, I think me and you did look at it differently too. So yeah. I won't say that this is a big, strong disagreement, because I totally get looking at Cooper Kupp and saying, yeah, like he probably will end up, especially now that Derrick Henry's down, he probably will end up Offensive Player of the Year. But if you're looking at it from my perspective, and the way I approached this was the first half of the season alone, he's been out for 2 weeks now, Nude, right? He is still after being out for those 2 weeks.
He's still at top two. He's still top two in every category.
He's still number one in rushing yards overall.
He's number one in touches, number one in yards, number one in something else, and second in something else. Because Jonathan Taylor broke it. So
we saw the same Brig Iron post, yeah. But
yeah, I know exactly. I saw the same post.
So, I mean, but yeah, that alone for me, I have to give him the midseason Offensive Player of the Year award. He earned it, and he definitely, if he didn't go down, would have won. Maybe finally won the MVP, even though he got robbed last year with Mr. 2,000 yards. I don't understand that, but I think he maybe finally would have got what he deserves. Probably not. And the league sucks quarterbacks all day long, so probably not. But I mean, he definitely would have won Offensive Player of the Year again. Unbelievable from Derrick Henry.
If he didn't go down, he would have been in the conversation with MVP, how these quarterbacks are playing. Yeah. I think he would have won both. He might have got, like, if he was in a trajectory of getting to 2,000 yards again, and that's kind of crazy to think, but he would have won MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. And I know people are going to be like, he's a running back, but the quarterbacks really haven't done much. And after he went down, it's pretty much a quarterback battle between, I think, Kyler, Stafford, and Tom Brady. So.
Yeah, no, I perfectly said, man. I mean, speaking of somebody that will be in that conversation,
Rookie of the
there's
year.
your terrible transition for you. I ate my own words. There you go, buddy. There's a dub.
So rookie.
This is the Nude and Joe on the same page, or one of two Nude and Joe on the same page midseason awards. You go ahead.
I think this one's easy. I think we all know what the Offensive Rookie of the Year has become. It's become the MVP award, which is a quarterback award. But honestly, I mean, yeah, we could say Jamar Chase. We could say Najee. We could say those two.
Sure.
But the Mac attack, bro, he has turned this team around. Yes, Bill Belichick is his coach. Yes, Josh McDaniels is his offense coordinator. But don't forget, they had an MVP at their quarterback position last year. Not saying, obviously, like, oh, they had Cam. They should have been better. I mean, they should have. I mean, Cam is right now going to look – he's looked good. He's looked good against the Cardinals. He's probably going to – I mean, he plays your team next. We'll see how he looks. But, I mean, Mac Attack deserves it.
I got him starting this week.
He's got 9 more. He has, I think it's what I saw last night. He has, 7 wins, and the other 4 quarterbacks drafted in front of him have a combined of 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's man, there's it's a no-brainer. Yes, obviously Jamar, I think, deserves a little bit of consideration, and maybe who knows when it's all said and done, we're going to lead toward Jamar. But what he's done for this team, and yes, this is the easiest take of the week. We are going ESPN chalk. We understand all of that, and we understand the argument of, it's the defensive masterpiece that Bill Belichick puts together every year that is really solidifying itself like old Bill Belichick defenses. Yes, we understand all that. The running game looks fucking sick. Yes, we understand all of that. But it doesn't matter. You cannot have a successful team with a rookie. Like, if you have a rookie and what you expect out of a rookie, this would not work. What you typically would expect out of a rookie, this would not work. You also look and you compare, if you do go ahead and turn on one of those chalk channels, you will see that, his numbers are better than every single rookie quarterback. Therefore, you name the legend, his numbers are better his first 10 games than any rookie quarterback ever. And there's no denying that, there's no disputing that. Yes, you can throw out every argument and every excuse you want him at the book, and yes, he obviously has one of the best systems of all time in place for him, but the numbers are the numbers and the numbers are the numbers. You want to look at the numbers, that it says what it is, and it's, for me, it's a no-brainer. With all due respect to the Najees and Jamars of the world.
Of course. And then, I think we have a third one, right? You picked a different we have 3. We have 3 of them together. So this is
somewhat. My coach of the year is, I'll make an argument for both, as you see there. But, I mean, go ahead, take Micah as well. Micah, again, I know it's not Micah.
We don't have to sit along. He transformed that defense. I mean, that defense now is formidable. That defense is getting pressure. He plays inside, he plays outside, he plays whatever he wants, and still dominates. I think at first I was like, he's a great player. I said he was a great player at the draft. I just didn't like him going to the Cowboys, not because I hate the Cowboys. I just think the Cowboys needed more than just him. Diggs turned it on at corner, which I thought was the biggest need. So with him and Parsons, yeah, I mean, I don't have to speak much on this one. Parsons is the guy. I think he's the runaway favorite. He stays healthy, he's good.
Newt and Joe on the same page. All right, what do you got for Coach of the Year, buddy?
So,
and I am in agreement with you, and I'll make the argument for my other person though instead. And I get why you don't choose it.
The other
obvious
person,
bias a little bit too, but
no, it's not bias. It's just these. I mean, is it really like? Is it that his like? All right, let me argue for my guy first.
Go ahead.
So Cliff, obviously,
but injury.
I mean, Cliff, he's transformed this team too. I mean, everybody didn't like him when he got picked for the Arizona Cardinals job. He told them Josh Rosen wasn't it. He wanted his guy, Kyler Murray. Got Kyler Murray. Went out, got DeAndre Hopkins. In a steal. It still blows my mind, that trade. But all that plus he gets J.J. Watt to come. He has Chandler Jones. He puts the right pieces in coaching. He has the right offense. He knows what to do offensively, while his team knows what to do defensively. This team is a contender because Cliff is letting Kyler grow. He's letting the wide receivers grow with him, with Rondell Moore, with Christian Kirk, with DeAndre Hopkins. AJ Green came over. He knows what pieces he needs. James Conner is rejuvenated in this offense. He is now an RB1 now that Chase Edmonds went down, but he was an RB2 when Edmonds was there. He was getting touchdowns. He was doing different things. It's a great offense. They got a good offensive line. I give a lot of credit to Cliff for doing what he did with this offense. And I'm excited to see where this offense goes in the future. And I think he deserves this award more than the guy you're about to say.
I agree. And just a quick thing on Cliff. I mean, yeah, he's totally transformed this team. They are a legitimate Super Bowl threat now. Kyler is probably the number one guy you'd pick to start your franchise. I know earlier in the season, this podcast did say Justin Jefferson at a certain point, but I think we learn to eat our own words and we learn to be open here and admit our mistakes. Kyler Murray is definitely the guy you want to build a franchise off of. I do love that he kind of pulled the Ted Lasso, Roy Kent with getting Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt in there. And, obviously J.J. probably being the nicer version of Roy Kent, but he pulled a total lasso move, loved it. So I think that what he has done has been awesome for this team. However, John fucking Harbaugh all day, man, is just continues to redefine what it means to not only play through the injury bug, not only to get the best out of scraps in a lot of cases, but to be one of the most resilient. He reinvented the book on being one of the most resilient coaches of all time. I mean, you gotta give him that. That you have to absolutely give John, because what he's been decimated this year. How many we've seen 7 different starting running backs at this point for the Ravens. I mean, the whole line is decimated. Your defense is in shambles, but they're still playing pretty fucking well. You got comeback kid Lamar Jackson, who's now proven he's way better than Patrick Mahomes will ever be. Nobody has to dispute it anymore at this point. Due to John Harbaugh's coaching and entrusting in his guys. Speaking of letting your quarterback play and trusting in your quarterback, John Harbaugh is the epitome of that. Cliff probably took some notes from John's book. I mean, we know the now famous Lamar can go on for fourth whenever he chooses to. It's incredible the positivity, the belief his players have in him, and the environment he's able to bring to this team. Speaking, once again, of Lasso, believe, he's got it right there. I mean, he's got this team believing in him all the way, all day long. Believe. Hey, Newt, just tap it with me.
I think we're missing one guy. I think I picked Cliff, but I think I know who's going to win this. It's going to be
so no rebuttal to what I said whatsoever. You're just totally different guy.
I think both our arguments suck, because I think the guy who really has the argument is Vrabel. So Vrabel might win this whole thing. So
Kareem got to come in here.
I mean, number 1 seed, lost their best player, arguably their best player, and they're still winning. So,
yeah, that's fair. I mean, they got a decent plug and play guy over there, I heard, and defense is best defense in the league.
Comeback player of the year is no doubt the guy who is in the running for also MVP, Dak
We're on the
Prescott.
same page here, right?
I don't want to talk more about Dak Prescott. You know what it is. You know who he is. He's doing great. The Cowboys are up there. Nah. Next.
That's cute. Yeah, Dak came back from an injury or whatever.
God.
But
Joey,
there's
don't
one
do
guy
it. Joey,
who
don't do it.
continually
Joey,
gets
don't do it.
disrespected,
Don't do this.
disregarded, a clear Hall of Famer with the best playoff run of all time to embarrass Nude's team, of course, and that is Joe Elite quarterback Flacco. He's come back. He's starting for the Jets again. Mike White didn't work out for now. But we got Joe Flacco coming back in there, and my comeback player of the year starting this week for the New York Jets, Joe Flacco, baby. Come.
God damn it. Oh, my God. All right, next.
Well,
Next.
speaking of greatness, there is one team that we now have to crown the Super Bowl champions. Everybody's saying, what's going on with their defense? They're not shit. We're going to get railroaded. We're going to lose by 60 points. We don't have a chance. Why even play this game? Well, you play the game to play the game, and any given fucking Sunday, as the cliche goes, that annoys the hell out of everybody. Washington football team, named to be determined later date, but probably not, are now Super Bowl champions. Newt, how do you feel? We got our revenge. We came back. Heineke is the guy.
You guys did your thing. That's all you can say. I mean, you guys did your thing. You took Tom Brady to the woodshed. Your defense looks good. Gibson looks good. I mean, there's nothing more you can say. Heineke almost beat this team in the playoffs. Then they beat them this year. It's a crazy year. Who knows? I mean, you guys are not fully out of it.
You know what I will say? I will not disregard my whole how I was in past weeks. I mean, again, we're an open and honest show. We reflect on our mistakes here. I do apologize. Again, seems like I do that a lot, but I do apologize that one, I said I was indifferent. I said I couldn't care less. I said I may have been mistaken when I said Heineke was the guy. Well, we all make mistakes, and I made a big mistake. I think we still, in all seriousness, I think we have a chance if we can look like we did last week. That was the team that everybody expected us to be last week. That is the team that we've been working up towards. Chase, young man, I hope you come back next year stronger than ever. I know you will. Have to say something about Chase. Him. We'd be remiss if we didn't. And now, hey, I think that Jonathan Allen, who is still reeling from the rap battle loss, 12 years ago to me, is really using that on his shoulders now to help lead this team, to lead this team and lead this defense into what we know it can be. Hopefully we're getting Montez back here soon too. So I think this defense can be what we all thought it can be. In terms of the offense, Antonio, finally give him the fucking ball to Antonio enough so Antonio can be the fucking weapon.
Thank you.
Finally, you're welcome. All Antonio Gibson owners, you're welcome. We finally did it. Terry clearly,
side, baby.
No touchdown for Terry, but Terry still had his own game too. We're using our stars. We're utilizing what we need to do. Hey, Humphreys, let's get him in there a little bit more. Guy had his 300 catch in the game last week. Shout out to him as well. But yeah, we look fucking great, dude. It's just a matter of if we can sustain that, and are we going to be the Jekyll and Hyde team that we have honestly been the Jekyll and Hyde team for the past half decade. So I'm hoping that this game will give us confidence and the will to find consistency.
You will, man. I think you will. I think your team will find its way. I guess I
feel like you're talking to me and you have the kid who's batting ninth and he's a designated hitter and he never really gets out on the field too much. And don't worry, son. Like you're gonna play on the field one day and you're gonna hit that ball. I know you will. All those strikeouts are gonna amount to something.
I guess. I mean, I mean, like.
You're a great dad. You're a supportive dad. Look at you being a good dad.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
It's just you're lying to your kid. You're lying to I'm never going to get a hit.
I see what you're doing.
I'm never going to see first base.
Hey, all I'm going to say is you did look better than the Falcons did last night. That's all. I mean, the Patriots defense was fucking Matt Ryan up. Patriots defense, if you had him in fantasy, congratulations. You just had a running back score of 28 points. I don't know what else to say about last night other than that. So let's get into our surprise disappointments and games of the week of
Well,
last week.
we didn't talk about Steelers and Lions.
We
I mean, you
did. I
ranted for a
already
brief
had
second.
my little outburst. I had my outburst. We'll see you in Los Angeles. Maybe
I
fat fuck
want
my
to talk.
play.
I want to talk about the game.
What do you want to talk about, Joey? What do you want to say? What do you possibly want to say?
I mean, it's not really what I want to say, but it's more what I want to ask. I mean, don't you have more for the people? Don't you have don't you feel some sort of, guilt that you have to express to them, tell everybody it's going to be okay?
We
because
didn't lose. That's the mantra. That's the
you
mantra.
tied.
We didn't lose.
With a team,
with
a team that hasn't won all year.
Stop.
You want to be a playoff contender? You want to make something happen?
Oh my God! Did I say we were going to win the Super Bowl?
Like that.
Did I say anything? All I said was this team almost.
Not like I said Knights were Super Bowl champions or anything.
I love how everybody forgets that the Ravens had to kick a 66-yard field goal not to lose to this team, not to lose, and we tied. So I don't understand. Does that make us better? No. Does that make us worse than the Ravens? No. That's it. That's all that happens. We're here. We played with Mason Rudolph. Thank God it was a tie. That's all I can ask for. Now we're going to go play the Chargers in Los Angeles and hope to God that Duck plays or fucking Dwayne Haskins plays or some fucking asshole plays. But if that fat fuck can play, that'd be the best scenario. Next, surprise disappointments games of the week. My surprise game.
Have more, but I'll let you read.
The surprise game. Fuck you. Surprise game of the week.
There, bud.
Pats and Browns. I mean, yeah, you can put that with the game from last night. I mean, the Pats look like the Patriots of old. They're relying on their defense. They have a quarterback that can't run, that's throwing a lot of good passes. They have a running game they can rely on with like 3 different backs. I mean, it's just more so like what is going on with the Patriots, more so than what's going on with the Browns, because the Pats are back to where we believe that they can contend with the Bills. Like, the Bills are not running away with this division. They're only 1 game behind them, and they play them twice. Next week, they play them. So,
it's going to be a great game.
Bills, wake up. Like, the Patriots are back. Like, you had 1 year where you could just say, oh, we fucked the division the way that we were supposed to. Now, Mac Attack is here. Bill Belichick still has the fucking sleeves cut off. And the defense looks amazing. Amazing, Joey. Amazing. And to the Browns, I don't know. You got rid of Odell. You killed the Bengals. Are the Bengals frauds? They could be. Are you frauds? You might be. I don't care. I'm more so surprised for the Pats than you. So, frig off.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Browns are just part of what the trend is this year, and that's just up and down, inconsistent. Can't make heads or tails of you. Pats are the exact opposite of what's going on in most of the league this year, and they are consistent. I mean, we've already kind of talked about it a whole lot in terms of that defense, in terms of what the running game is doing. We talked about how, like everybody is, how impressive Mac Jones has been. They're a legitimate threat, and to your point, yeah, Bills, it's time to wake up from your nap. I don't know what's going on with them the past couple of weeks, but they look like a ghost of them former selves. They are very much in the trend of inconsistent, up and down. What the fuck is going down? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. What the fuck is going on in town would be a better rhyme. But with all that being said, yeah, this game honestly didn't surprise me as much as, that kind of solidifies who the Pats are. More so than what the Browns are.
That's it. Yeah, that's why it was my surprise. More so, it's be careful, AFC. The Pats are back.
And also, me and Nude both had the under and Pats covered. We have text receipts to prove it. So we both went ahead, Nude and Joe on the same page, hit as usual. Those usually do hit. They've been hot this year. If I ever keep track, we can see how hot it actually is. I got so much work in front of me. If I ever decide to tackle that, I think it may be dead. Sorry, Face of the Franchise listeners. If any of you, you know what? If any of you reach out and say, we legitimately care how you two do with your picks, if anybody reaches out, then I will go ahead and keep track.
Go next. Don't hurt yourself, big boy.
All right. Go ahead. But with that being said, my surprise was Bills and Jets. It was a little bit surprises both because, as we all know and all expected, that Mike White, I almost said Mike Jones. Mike White was the new coming of the greatest quarterback of all time. He is, everyone said Mac Jones. I said Mike White, and you're all he's not very. I expected the Jets to have a little bit more fight than what they did. Bills you continue to go ahead and let me down. You also allowed this game to be, I think, way more of a contest than it should have been. And yes, I understand you won 45-17. You guys kind of took off, but at the end of the day, and you guys kind of did wake up a little bit. The disappointment was more. I thought Mike White was the next second coming of Jesus. We got Joe Flacco though, so the Jets will be okay. But I was really hoping that as you saw some fight in the Jets and the Bills, the position they have been in the last couple of weeks, that the Jets would show a little bit more fight and some signs of life, that they're not just the same old Jets.
There you go. So my disappointment of the week goes to none other than the Los Angeles Rams. We have this hootenanny of Odell Beckham going to the fucking Rams. Everybody's saying this and that. They're all in, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it is about the 49ers. I don't know what it is about Mike Shanahan. I don't know what it is. They can always beat the Rams. Doesn't matter if the Rams have the all-star team of both the AFC and the NFC. Literally the all-pro team. They will beat them. I don't know why. Sean McVay can't beat them. And it's so funny to me because you needed this win if you're the Rams. You're going to back-to-back losses. You needed to beat them to stay close to the Cardinals who lost. Seahawks lost. So it's like, dude, you could go and try to control this division. No, you had to go lose to the 49ers in your division in the Bay Area. Say whatever you want, whatever excuse you want about Odell Beckham. I don't care. You should have beat this team. And that's the funniest thing about it is you should have beat this team. And the fact that you did it, and now we're here talking about it, you're lucky you have a bye this week. You're lucky because this came at a perfect time for you guys to be like, what the fuck is going on? Let's fix it. Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, you certainly sound the alarm bells a little bit more when it comes to the Rams, but also, as you mentioned, Shanahan's always had McVay's number. It's just always kind of been tradition. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of time to show that the last couple of weeks were a fluke. We are the Rams. We are who you guys thought we were the first couple of weeks, but definitely sounding the alarm just a little bit in terms of, and like we talked about when Stafford was your MVP, of closing on these games that you should win with contenders. But my disappointment of the week was Cowboys and Falcons. Same kind of premise here. Falcons, I felt like you should have fought more in this game, just like my Jets should have fought more in this game, especially when the Cowboys, just like the Bills, were kind of primed, showing their weaknesses, showing their flaws. They were a little exposed, the Cowboys were, the week before. Obviously, Cooper Rush was the week before that. But, I mean, it was the time for you to kind of have that same game when you competed with even though you blew it, when you competed with the Cowboys last year. It was just embarrassing. It wasn't the Falcons offense that we expect at the very least, which has kind of been a floundering offense the last couple of weeks. But I thought with this defense showing it's literally just Micah and Diggs. when it showed that, I thought that we were going to go ahead and figure out some sort of game plan here. We did not. Can we just please have the Cowboys lose out? That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Sorry. But my game of the week is like how I liked my game of the week last week. It was the Seahawks Packers. It was supposed to be a fun show of Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you're sticking with a theme here.
It's so funny. I just like picking it because it's like it is a game of the week. Like
you're
defensive battles.
Battles, I guess. I don't
defensive battles, dude. Because everybody expects points. Everybody expects this to be a fireworks show.
Back-to-back weeks,
dude. It's snooze fest. Like 3-0 going into the fourth quarter until AJ Dillon comes in, takes over. By the way, Aaron Jones should be good. We'll talk about him in the next section. But man, holy shit. That was so funny. I had to make it my game of the week because of it. Because it's just like, dog, what are we doing here? What are we doing? It's just so funny. Everybody wants to say Russell Wilson broke his finger. He came back strong. Blah blah blah. I'm glad he lost because he's getting annoying, and I'm just like, fuck you, Russell Wilson. Fuck you, Seahawks. So I'm just happy Rodgers won. That's it.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we don't have to hear, hopefully, too much more of "Call me Mr. Dangerous." I mean, I literally
Unlimited.
Whatever, dude. Fucking whatever.
You didn't fucking care. Say it right, dog.
I literally out his marketing. I don't even hear it. I know it cringes my skin, and my brain doesn't fully acknowledge what he's saying because I just refuse to process it. I'm proud the Packers are doing their thing. Make of you will of Aaron Rodgers. He's still Aaron Rodgers. Game was a fucking snooze fest. My game of the week was how I always go ahead and rank my criteria for the game of the week. Instead of what game was the most boring, it is which game was the most entertaining, and that was Vikings Chargers. Again, speaking of sounding alarm bells, Chargers were doing the same for you. I am deeply concerned, especially when I don't have regular season Kurt is regular season Kurt, and he is going to get the team to just below 500 or 500 every single year, maybe get lucky and sneaky into the playoffs. That's what Kirk is. We know what Kirk is. We know he's going to sling that football. Chargers should have been able to get, if they are what we think the Chargers are, which again, nobody at this point in this confusing ass year of NFL football is what we think they are, except for Pats in the list. Pats in the list. I mean,
I'd say
who else? Give me somebody, seriously, legitimately give me somebody else that you could think. I mean, Packers, maybe. I guess
maybe
Packers.
Cardinals, maybe. I mean, they just had two bad. Cardinals just lost bad, yeah, but they didn't have. They should have lost the week before. They didn't. So I'd say Cards. I'd say Pats. I'd say also Packers, just because Packers only lost because Aaron Rodgers was out. They've won every time Aaron Rodgers was in, except for that Saints game in the beginning. So, whatever.
And then bottom barrel teams, we know what they are too. But for me, this was just the most entertaining game of the week. I still do. I just love watching a good high flying scoring football game on my Sunday. Not a 17-0 game unless I have the under, of course. Chargers sound the alarm bells for you as well.
Well, there you go. So those are our games of the week. Now we're going to go to Fantasy Corner. We're just going to run down our list and say who we have, what we like, and stuff like that. Just quickly, Aaron Jones obviously out 1 to 2 weeks. DeAndre Hopkins ruled out. Kyler Murray game time decision again, so please look out for that. But don't also forget to look at Miles Sanders coming back. Chris Carson's probably not going to play, so make sure Alex Collins is there. If Alex Collins can't play, pick up Travis Homer if you're desperate.
And if Travis Homer can't play, pick up DJ Dallas, baby.
There you go. Jeremy McNichols is out, so it's going to be Deontay Foreman and Adrian Peterson. Another guy flying under the radar, Alvin Kamara, did not practice yesterday, so watch reports today. Because if you have Mark Ingram, he is an RB1. Please, that is a big advice. That
just picked him up. Hey, don't forget Zoom and Boom years, baby. Don't forget Zoom and Boom.
And one of our favorite guys, Eli Mitchell, he has a broken finger. They're optimistic he will play, but he's a game time decision as well. Look out for Jeff Wilson. And then last but not least, James Robinson, heel. He should play. If not, Carlos Hyde in your lineup. So with that being said, let's get to it. Here is
whoa, Mr. Russian over here. I didn't say any of my pickups.
What pickups?
My fantasy pickups?
I didn't say any of mine.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I ran out a list of injuries.
My fault. Brain's tired.
Oh,
my fault. Brain's tired.
God.
My fault. Brain's tired.
All right. So 2 of my picks played last night, so fuck that.
We started saying we started saying Mark Ingram, and I started saying Zoom and Boom, so I thought you were going down your list, and then I tuned out because I was looking at my list. I wasn't listening. Bad partner. My fault.
If you have those guys.
Again, here at Face of the Franchise, we own those mistakes. I just heard Mark Ingram started to tune you out, let you go down your list. You hadn't even started your list. Go ahead.
Right. QB. So I picked 2 guys from the Patriots, so I will switch them out with the guys I have now. So QB, I am going to pick Tua Tagovailoa. Yes,
I was thinking quick side, and I was like, why is he giving us so many running backs? Like, what is he doing? Why isn't he saying his tight ends? I was looking at your list. I was like, what is he doing? Anywho, classic brain fart. That was my thought process.
Tua, pick him up. He is playing an awful defense in the Jets. Jets are also a good streamer for defense, but Tua will definitely be throwing the line in this game. So pick up Tua if you need to. Wide receiver, Agnew from the Jaguars. He has taken the Laviska Shenault role. Trevor Lawrence has found his groove with him. So I like Agnew's role in this with like the switchblade. So let him be the guy that you want to lean on. Running back, I said Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson, look out for him. He is going to play. He is going to be in there. We don't know about Eli Mitchell with his finger, so please look out for that. Tight end, we talked about him, Trevor Conklin.
Tyler.
In the end zone. Tyler Conklin. He is in the end zone all the time. He is Kurt's favorite target there. And the defense, I did talk about Tua. Damn, did the Dolphins defense show up against the Ravens? And now they play Joe Flacco and
Dolphins
the Jets.
Last year.
So go get the Dolphins if they're out there. 49ers would be my second pick. But go ahead, Joe. Go for it.
Yeah, well, I know I normally tune you out in this section, Nude, because as we all know, you give the most obvious picks of the waiver wire pickups of the week.
All right, man.
But some, I mean, originally, if we did this show on Wednesday or Thursday, you would have had Mac Jones and Rodnar Stevenson, which, I should pick up the dude that had 26 points last week? Is that what I should do? She's like,
what?
If we did the show on a Wednesday or Thursday, you had Mac Jones and Rodnar Stevenson, who had 26 points last week. Of course, you're going to want to pick up Rodnar Stevenson, but likely those guys are gone. The show is coming out on a Friday.
Right. So if you're gonna diss me, say the guy's name right. Ramondre Stevenson, you idiot.
Hey, at least I didn't call Taylor, or at least I didn't call Taylor Heineke Tyler for fucking. At least I didn't call Taylor Heineke Tyler for fucking 10 weeks of the show. Okay. All right.
Whatever,
sorry,
dog.
Minor players' names. All right. I apologize, Rodnar Stevenson. Okay. With that being said, not so obvious pickups of the week that not everybody's thinking of, except for this first guy, Cam Newton. Go ahead and get him. Still 32.2% rostered in the league. That's it. So go ahead and pick him up. He's likely available in your league. If not, go ahead and get my comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. He's going to go ahead and ball out for the Jets. How could he not? He's elite. Next on the list is Wayne Gallman. Wayne Gallman usually makes some sound this time of the year. I think Wayne's going to go ahead.
You're talking about my bad picks. Go ahead, bitch.
What's wrong with Wayne Gallman? Listen, go ahead and get Wayne Gallman. He's just regret that going forward. He's still going to be the Falcons guy. Listen, I think that only 8.1% rostered. Weeks prior, besides last night, he was getting a lot of touches and making the most of him. I think that he's still going to find his way back into this offense. With that being said, you got me. Good. Fine. Tight end. The pickup is, let's go, actually, wide receiver, Marcus Johnson, guy from the Titans, whose offense is playing really well. Tannehill is targeting him a whole bunch, especially Julio has just disappeared from the sun. With that being said, tight end, Marcus Johnson, by the way, 1.1% owned in ESPN leagues. Go get him right now. Then we have Evan Ingram or Adam Trotman. Adam Trotman back again. Had a decent week last week. I think he's still going to be involved in that offense a whole lot. And then Evan Ingram is, I think, finally starting to come into his own. 25.5% rostered. Go and get him. I think a lot of people gave up on him pretty easily. I think he'll make an impact for your team. And then defensive-wise, Cowboys defense actually still surprisingly available in a lot of leagues. And they are facing, who are they facing this week? There's so Cowboys? Much on the show, I'm forgetting.
Chiefs.
Yeah, facing Chiefs. I really think that this defense is going to actually take advantage. A lot of people say, oh, Chiefs are back, I don't think so. I think this is actually really low-scoring game. And I think the Cowboys are going to be a big part of that. I think Diggs has another interception.
I think I already know my pick. For that game. So get to it, baby.
I mean, I'm picking Chiefs, obviously, as I do all the time, but I still think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and the Cowboys defense is going to get you some points. Those are my fantasy pickups. You're welcome. As always, I am here to win you championships, not give obvious picks that are likely already gone from your waiver wire. Nude.
Let's go, baby.
Now, of course, my favorite segment every single week, and Nude's favorite segment every single week, is the Gambling Corner. As we already told you, we both had the Patriots and the under. If anyone really cares, we'll be happy to show you the receipts of that. But let's go ahead. Let's pay off some mortgages. Let's put some food on the table for our Face of the Franchise listeners. Nude, first game up is the Detroit Lions going to see the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are at home -12.5. Over under is 43.5. Nude, who you like, who you love.
Shit. Under for sure. And I'm going to go Lions. I think Lions cover. I don't know what Baker Mayfield's covering, but I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, that line is insane to me. Nude and Joe on the same page. Next up, we have 49ers going to see the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars are +6.5. Over under is 45. Nude, who you like, who you love.
This is going to be one of those sneaky shootouts, so I'm going to pick over, and I'm going to pick 49ers to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go over as well, but Trevor has one of the best games he's had all season, and my dog of the week is, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next up, we had the Indianapolis Colts going to see the Buffalo Bills in what I think will be a fucking awesome game. Bills are getting 7 here, Nude. Over under is 49.5. Who you like, who you love?
Bills and over. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like this is a Bills going to come and be awful, but whatever. Bills and over shit.
Yeah, this smells like a setup game, but it smells like a setup game in both directions. So I want to go into one cubby hole, but I feel like if I go into that cubby hole, I'm going to be drinking like dirty brown water that will poison me. But if I go into the other cubby hole, then I have to take shrapnel. I don't know. That's why I'm going Colts +7. I'm going the over. Next up, we have, and I lost your beautiful face there, buddy. Where'd you go? Next up, I have the.
Don't worry about me, Ban.
Next up, is that why you're trying to rush the show? You got somewhere to go, baby? What's going on? Tell us.
Maybe.
Next up, we have, and what is a classic Joe dumpster fire of the week? We have Miami Dolphins going to see the New York Jets. New York Jets are +3.5. Over under there, and there he is. There he is. For non-YouTube listeners, he finally just turned his camera back on. Over under is 44.5. Again, Jets are +3.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
I don't like that I picked like 3 favorites in a row, but I'm gonna have to go 4. I'm gonna go Dolphins, and I'm gonna go under.
And I have picked dogs in a row, so I'm gonna stick with that theme as well. I'm gonna go Jets money line, and with Joe Flacco leading them to sweet victory and under.
Joe Flacco stuff.
Next up, I will not be picking this game, so Nude, you can go as our new tradition here on Face of the Franchise.
There you go, new tradition. It always works. So I pick. Are you guys playing?
Washington football team named to be determined later date, but probably not, is going to the Carolinas. They're going to travel on down 81 to go see the Carolina Panthers. Probably actually going to hit 64 rather than 81. They're probably taking planes, so they're probably not hitting any of that. With all that being said, Panthers are getting 3.5 here. Over under is 43. Nude, who you like, who you love?
I'm going to go over, and I'm going to pick you guys to cover. I think it's your guys' game to lose, to be honest. I think Ron Rivera's got these boys ready to go camp hunting. So
I am not saying anything. Moving right along. I appreciate this. Let's stay the course. Next up, Saints are going to Philly. Philadelphia Eagles have themselves some cheesesteaks, as well as hopefully get a dub over the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are getting 2 here, Nude. -2, that is. Over under is 43. Wow. Eagles are indeed favored here. Who you like, who you love?
That must be because they think Kamara is going to be out. So I'm going to pick the Saints, believing Kamara is going to play, and I'm going to pick the over.
I would pick the Saints even if Kamara didn't play. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to stick with the under here, though. So still no Nude and Joe on the same pages. Interesting. Next up, we are going to go ahead, and we have the Baltimore Ravens going to see the Chicago Bears. The Ravens are getting 6. -6 they are. Over under is 44.5. Nude. You know what I'm going to say? Who you like, you love?
You know what? You know what's funny? I'm going to just start doing what you do with the Cowboys. Whoever they're playing, whoever the Ravens are playing, I'm picking. So Chicago, and the over. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Bear down.
You know what? For my boy. You said Chicago and the under or Chicago and the over, right?
Chicago and the over. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going Ravens in the under. Supporting my boy. Ravens in the under. Let's go ahead. Let's get it. Let's go. Next
Thanks for all the support. It means a lot.
Anytime, man. I'm always here for you, making this podcast and us better. Next up is the Houston Texans going to see the Tennessee Titans. Titans are getting -10 here. Over-under is 44.5. Who you like, who you love?
Titans. Titans in the under. Let's go Titans in the under, baby.
Dude, we are not going to have a same page because the Titans are going to score the over alone, -10, the over. And I'm also going to take a little spread parlay out there, and I'm going to take Titans -40 on my own. Should be some good plus money there. Sorry, I don't have the stat for you right away. Next up, Green Bay Packers going to see the Minnesota Vikings. And what is a classic rivalry? We have a Vikings getting +1 here. Over-under is 47. Dude, who you like, who you love?
Green Bay in the over. I know what they're doing. Green Bay, baby. Let's go.
Of course, they are begging you to take the Vikings. They are absolutely salivating, saying, why not take the Vikings? Kirk's looking great. That offense is moving. They've kept close games against good teams. Not when Aaron Rodgers comes to town. Never when Aaron Rodgers comes to town. Again, you want to take another alternative spread here, take a -10. I would feel comfortable taking the Packers -10. And yeah, first, Nude and Joe on the same page. Again, those have been hot, although we're not entirely sure because I haven't kept track of them all. Next up is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are at home. They are getting +1. Over-unders 50.5. Nude. Who you like, who you love?
Do I do the same thing with the Bengals? Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Raiders and the over. Let's go. Cover. I picked against all my rival teams. Fuck it. Let's do it.
I'm going to go ahead and go Bengals in the over. I'm picking all his rival teams, again, in support for my podcast partner all these many 2 years. 2 years? Yeah,
Thanks,
2 years.
champ.
Anytime, support and love. We stay strong together. We admit our mistakes together.
Thanks,
We're better
champ.
together. Next up, no problem, Chief. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Nothing but rivalries this week for a lot of it. Arizona Cardinals going to see the Seattle Seahawks. +2 at home. The Seahawks are. Over-under is 47.5. Nude. Give it to me. Who you like, who you love?
Do I go under? I'd go, no. Yeah, under because I think Kyler's not playing, and I'm going to go. Let's go. Arizona. Fuck it. Arizona it is.
Colt McCoy leading to another victory. I am going to go over in Cardinals because I want to believe Kyler is playing, but that's for selfish fantasy reasons. Next up.
He's not playing. It's bye week next week. They're not going to play. They already rolled Hopkins out. They're going to roll him. I'm just being. I want him to play too, but at the same time.
Listen, I know we did this exercise earlier. We're both, executive movie producers. We always pretend like we're GMs. You don't make that call there. You don't make the call. You don't know. He could be playing. Next game.
Right, dude.
Next game, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be Chiefs by 1 billion. But it's Dallas Cowboys going to Kansas City to go ahead and take on the Chiefs. Chiefs are, for some reason, only -2.5. Over-under is 56.5. Nude, who you like, who you love. Give me that podcast support, brother.
We're going to do Chiefs and the over, baby.
As always, we're on the same page. Good solidarity. Second, Nude and Joe on the same page. Love that we both support each other. Again, that's how we're stronger. That's how we're better. The last game, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to be the only one picking. Actually, second to last game, I have a funny feeling that I'm the only one picking this. That is, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
I already knew I was out, so just go.
This is a under game written all over it, and the under is 43.5. And the spread is, surprisingly here, -2.5. Chargers are favored, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers. I'm taking the under. This is going to be a very, very boring game. Next up, let's see how legitimate our victory was last week because, of course, and I know you're going to support me here as well, brother, the New York Giants are going to sunny Tampa to see the Buccaneers, -10.5. The Bucs are. Over under 49.5. Nude. Who you like, who you love. Before you do, -10 for me, over for me, obviously.
All right. Same page. There you go.
Nude and Joe on same page. That's how we fucking ended, baby.
There you go. Thank you guys for rocking with us. That is Face of the Franchise. I hope you enjoyed all the commentary, enjoyed all our stuff. Please like and subscribe to our podcast itself, as well as the Four Corner Studio, where we have all these abundance of podcasts. From sports to dating to advice, we're always here for you, as well as our sponsors. This episode was brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Get your shit done down there. Use promo code 4CR20. That is promo code 4, the number 4, CR, the number 20. at the store when you
Don't
purchase
let that
and get
shit
money
grow.
off.
Don't let that shit grow. Don't let that shit get dusty and musty and crusty, because you will be an incel, my friend.
There you go. And we are also sponsored by Stuck Up Clothing. Stuck Up Clothing, finest fashion money could buy. Follow them on Instagram, IG, for all the new wear that they have out there, as well as DM them for anything that you're looking for, as well as their website. They are up with new stuff soon. Please be on
Don't
the
make
lookout
fantasy trades
for
with
that. Seductions by Jax. Seductions by Jax. Get your nails done, hair done, anything you need done before a big event. She is there for you. Follow her on IG, DM her. We put these tags on our IG, so please follow them, as well as Eyesight Eyewear Company, the mobile eyewear company, the eyesight company that comes to you. That is Eyesight with an I. Follow them on IG. Follow them for their new lines, as well as they can help you with any of your prescription to eyewear needs, sunglasses, glasses, or contacts. They're there for you. All the tags are there below on our description. We tag them in our stories everywhere. So just go follow them, and they will hopefully help you out. Tell them the Four Corners Boys, the Face of the Franchise Boys, sent you. I am your host, Michael DeFerro-Shanuti. That is always my co-host, Joey, Lil Joe. Ooh, stay breezy, stay easy. One love.
He's disloyal to all Steelers fans and his.
Shut the fuck up.
He thinks Ben Roethlisberger's done no